All right, back like we never left because we never did leave. Got your boy Love One to Hate One, and your boy Gil is in the building. And you guys already know we back at y'all with another radio call. You guys already know we finna cook as usual. Like, it is what it is. Like, man, we got this Keyshawn. It's official. You got this Keyshawn Davis versus De Los Santos, man. And I'm glad you told me this earlier, Gil, because I could have sworn to God that Keyshawn Davis had, I mean, not Keyshawn Davis, De Los Santos had a tune-up before this fight. This man hasn't fought in a long time, and I feel like that favors Keyshawn Davis a lot more. Now, this fight is still dangerous because De Los Santos got some serious power, and he is a top 5 guy at 135. But Keyshawn Davis, on the other end, he's been very active. I think he had, 2 fights in like the last 5 months? Or some shit like that. And Keyshawn Davis, man, I like Keyshawn Davis. He's skillful, powerful, and he got some personality. And one thing about Keyshawn Davis, he comes in fights and he's trying to stop you. He's not trying to just outbox you like Shakur Stevenson. But De Los Santos is so dangerous, man. This man, he got a little bit of boxing skill to him. He's kind of, man, he good timing. Like, De Los Santos can crack, man. Like, De Los Santos, if he catches you correctly, he can sleep you with one punch. And that's a fact. Okay? So, I'm kind of nervous. Listen, I got Keyshawn Davis winning the fight, especially with the inactivity for De Los Santos. But I can't even lie, man. I am very nervous for Keyshawn Davis, man, because he's going against De Los Santos. And I got a lot of respect for De Los Santos. Shakur Stevenson said, man, the toughest fighter I fought so far is De Los Santos, man. So, Keyshawn Davis might be biting off more than he could chew, but I can't wait to see it. What's your thoughts on it, Gil?
It's going to be an adventure, bro, because like you said, he's been out of the ring for a year. He might be rusty. The timing might be off. A lot of things, but it's going to be dangerous for Keyshawn Davis, too, because like you said, he has skills.
Like nunchuck skills, bow hunting skills, computer hacking skills.
So, and he has the power, bro. And so it is gonna be an adventure. But like you, I give the edge to Keyshawn Davis, but not by much. It's just because of the inactivity, a year, and then you have some issues with your health, so you don't know how much he was able to get, practice in, to get some reps in, so that could play a factor in it too.
Man, but who you got winning the fight though?
Well, like I told you, it's like 60-40. I give it to Keyshawn Davis, but there's always an element of danger there. So it's gonna be interesting when you're watching the fight, because you're gonna see that times where Davis gets caught with a punch, you're like, oh, okay, it might be a little bit more interesting than what people think,
Well, most definitely, man. But I will say this. And another reason I'm more favoring Keyshawn Davis is because Keyshawn Davis has faced some punchers in his career so far. Now, he hasn't faced a puncher like De Los Santos, but I will say that Keyshawn Davis has faced some guys that I was like, shit, they have very high KO ratios, and he showed me like he can take a punch and give a punch. But the thing about De Los Santos is his timing and his punching power. And correct me if I'm wrong, not only you, Gil, but somebody in the comment section, I think De Los Santos is a little bigger than Keyshawn Davis, if I'm not mistaken. So with that being said, it's definitely some factors that we got to look at in this fight, because it can, man, I wish both guys was active, which means De Los Santos, right?
Yeah.
Because it'll be more of an even fight, but it's kind of hard to go against Keyshawn Davis right now, and being the fact that he's a champion as well too, and you got to clearly beat the champ. So yeah.
And what makes it interesting is De Los Santos has a kind of a skill to where he could be deceptive with what he's doing in there, and all of a sudden he'll catch you with something good. So it's kind of deceptive what he does. So it shall be interesting to me, because it's like, okay, do you go about boxing Keyshawn? I think Keyshawn has more skill, as far as boxing.
He do.
How would you push the pace? What would you do different to kind of get Keyshawn out of his comfort zone? That's the question to me. When you're fighting somebody with a lot of skill, you got to get them uncomfortable with not being comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if they're too comfortable, they're able to think in there. They're deciphering what you're doing. So you gotta stress them out. Make them use a lot of energy that gets them tired mentally, not physically, not necessarily physically. It's the mental game that determines a lot of it.
Well, let me also say this, man. And this is just to kind of add to piggyback off what you just said. De Los Santos, he's very good at cutting off the ring. So that could play a factor and help out De Los Santos. Like, De Los Santos, man, I've seen him cut off the ring, and he kind of forces you to fight. He was doing that at times against Shakur Stevenson, too. But Shakur Stevenson was just running all motherfucking night. So, but I don't know if Keyshawn Davis is going to run like Shakur Stevenson. But, yeah, it's going to be a good one, man. Because, like
to me, it's like you try to make them use a lot of oxygen, because the more you use your muscles, the more oxygen they need, bro. So you try to stress them out and get them to breathe heavy, and then you start going at them because it stresses their body out. They need more oxygen to do what they have to do. A lot of people don't think like that. But when you're stressing out certain parts of the body, it takes a lot out of you. So that's why you do it.
But see, I don't think both guys in this fight have problems with their stamina. You know, I don't think so at all. They both have very good stamina. But
it's not stamina. It's the nervous system, bro. It's that, you know how you faint a lot, right? It gets your muscles to tighten up. So maybe what he does is he feints more in this fight, get him thinking, oh, he's gonna shoot to the body, and he shoots to the head. You get those muscles to tighten up. They can't react the same way, you know?
Yeah. That's you getting deep. You getting deep on me. But yeah, man, I swear to God, it's like it's still a tricky fight, you know. It's still a tricky fight. I know a lot of people will look at this fight like, you know, the boxer versus the puncher. But shit, De Los Santos can box a little bit too, man. So it's mainly like, I look at it like the puncher boxer versus the boxer puncher, because they both can do a little bit of both. Well, Keyshawn Davis, you get what I'm saying?
Where I think the determining factor for each guy is the time out of the ring for De Los Santos. Yeah. Because you don't know how he's gonna take being out of the ring for so long.
Yeah, you know? Inactivity does matter in boxing. A lot of people feel like it doesn't. It does matter a lot. Like, you gotta, when you do anything in life, anything that you do, if you take some time off from doing it, it could be playing your favorite video game. If you take some time off from doing that and then you start playing it again after a year, you be like, damn, I gotta get back used to it and shit like that. So that's just how it is, man, in boxing, man. So, and this is an actual physical sport, you know, as well as mental as well.
And even when you're in the gym, bro, like, it's not the same to be in the gym than to be in a real fight for 12 rounds or 10 rounds, whatever it is, because your body reacts differently from when you're getting ready for the fight to when you're in the fight. So that's why it's different, two different circumstances.
Yep. That's, you know, we cooking right now. Yeah, and I'm telling you, like, even sometimes, like, when I do push-ups, like, I could do push-ups all day, but if I take a year off from doing push-ups and I start to do it again, I'll be like, damn, I can't do it as well or as good as I was doing it before. So, yeah, man, you know, we both made some good points on this one. You know, you got any final thoughts on it?
I honestly think it's going to be a little bit closer than what Keyshawn thinks it's going to be.
Of course.
But I give him the edge a little bit because he's been active, and you need that in boxing. The more activity, bro, the more timing is a factor, the more you could do in there. So I give him the edge.
Yep. Well, you know, and I also give, even though De Los Santos is coming off some inactivity, I'm going to still give him credit for taking this fight, because a lot of people, De Los Santos, if you think about it, he's like low-key motherfucking boogeyman at 135. So I still got to give Keyshawn Davis some props for even taking this fight. You know, it's a very dangerous fight for Keyshawn Davis, but it would be way more dangerous if De Los Santos was active like him. And that's my final thoughts on it.
Let me ask you a question.
Right.
Do you get if the fight were to happen with Roach and Davis, who would you edge?
If the fight what?
Fight?
Say it again.
If it was Davis, Keyshawn Davis, and Roach that fought Tank Davis, right?
Yeah.
Who would you give the edge to? Because let's remember that Roach, he's a champion at 135.
No, he's a champion at 130.
Oh, see, so I was wrong.
Yeah,
so,
he's a champion at 130.
Who would you give the edge to if they ever got in the ring?
Keyshawn Davis and Tank?
No, Keyshawn Davis and Roach. And
Roach, man, that's a good fight, man. See, I really don't even like to talk about fights until it's actually official. But I'm gonna do you that favor and answer that question. I personally, man, that's a good fight. I can't even lie. That's something that I would really have to like think about and break down. But if Gil, you put a gun to my head and say, man, loved one, who the fuck you picking now? I ain't ask you all that, motherfucker. I might have to go with Roach, man. But that's one of those predictions where I might be like, I'll wake up tomorrow and change my mind. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm in the same boat because I thought the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a little bit more to him. He's an inside fighter, but he could box. So there's a little bit more to him than what people actually see.
Yeah, I get that too. But who would you pick? You'll pick Roast Tooth, right?
Yeah.
But see, the thing about it is, you know how boxing go. Like sometimes we can wake up the next day, we'll be like, you know, I don't know, man. Shit, man, I know I said that last night, but that's boxing, man. It's just, or you might see a fighter do something, and I don't know. You could just change your mind.
Like for example, the Ramirez fight that's gonna happen against Devin Haney. I was saying it was a bad matchup for Ramirez, but the more time passes, the more I go with Ramirez. So
right.
that's where it comes back to what you said. It could change from a day to day.
Yeah, literally, and that's boxing for you. And that's why we always should do a final prediction before the fight actually takes place, because we probably did change our mind in that time frame. On certain fights especially. So yeah, man. But I like this topic. I feel like we both cooked on this, man. And it's gonna be a good one, man. Who you got on it? I mean, not who you got on it. You got any final thoughts on the deal, Gil, before we go ahead and sign off?
I think Keyshawn Davis has a little edge, but not by much.
Yep. Like you said earlier, a good 60-40.
Yeah.
Yep.